did not know, but in case you did not know, that was from Spider-Man. Came out, I believe, in 2001. With great power comes great responsibility. Sermons done, we can go. Right? For those of you I do not know, my name is Brian Lawson. I'm one of the staff members here, and it's a great joy and honor to have you here. Whether you've loved Jesus for a long time, you're curious about Jesus, or you just don't know why you're here, we're glad you're here. And I do believe that that through the songs, through the people here, maybe through some of my dear words, that somehow you might receive something for God, and I hope that very much. By the way, I did mention that is Jack. Jack made that right. And he informed me when I took this picture of him this week that that Spider-Man, I guess, mask was from when he was 2 years old. And he still can wear it. So it's great. So as you've heard all morning so far, Vacation Bible School was all about Heroes Central. It was all about superheroes. And I got to share with you a little story, and then we'll pray. This story is about one of my moments of being a superhero, really. I was a superhero personified in this moment. So this was a little while after we got married. I think it was probably just a couple weeks after Ash and I got married that we decided we needed a dining room table. And so we borrowed my father's truck to go pick up this table, and we got a dog. So we never got a table, we got a dog. So we returned the truck and thought, well, we'll try again in the future. So months go by, and it's like, well, okay, we have the dog, it's time to get a table. And so we're at the store, and I had to use my mad skills of geometric shapes and understanding the size of boxes without a tape measure, and knowing how big a Toyota Corolla was, and how big a table was, and I just knew, beyond a shadow of a doubt, my superpower said, it will fit. And so we're at the store, and I'm looking, and Ash's like, it's not going to fit. And you all know this look, okay? This is, men, I know women just do it, men especially, they get this look. Sometimes it's like this, you know, like, yeah, that's good. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, that look good. You know, you've seen it. They lift up the hood of a car, and they stand there and act like they know what they're doing. Like, yeah, I see what's wrong with the car. Right? It was kind of like that. I'm looking at the box, I'm like, yeah, we got it. It'll fit. Actually, no, it won't. Yeah, it'll fit, actually. It's fine. It'll be good. It'll fit the car. So the employee comes over, I'm like, hey, we need help with this. And I'm like, do you think this will fit a Corolla? He's like, yeah, it'll fit. Actually, it's not going to fit. We're all like, yes, this will fit. And so I'm pretty sure the third employee came by, and all three of us were in agreement. It will fit. And so we go, we buy this table, and of course it's one we have to build, it's not like the one that comes pre-built. And so we get outside, I pull the car up to the curb, and we go, and he must have spent 20 minutes trying to make this fit. Because all three of us said it would fit, so it has to fit. And so we spent forever trying to get this table to fit. And ultimately, as much as this pains the husband to say, Ashley was right, and it did not fit. There was no way that we could get that table in that little Corolla. So I had to tell Ashley, well, I guess just wait here with the table, and I'll run to my father's house, and hopefully I can get the truck from him, and hopefully it's available. So keep in mind, it's Ohio, and it's the winter, and it's freezing. And she wasn't exactly dressed to stay outside. So I go quickly, and I get the truck. 20 minutes later, I show up, and apparently people were asking me the whole time, do you need help? Do you need help? And she goes, no, I'm just waiting on my idiot husband. So I get the truck, we get the table, and we put it in the table of the truck, and take it home. Now, I will redeem myself by one thing here. She told me, she swore to me, I can help you carry that table up the stairs. She did not. So I was quite a superhero, as you can tell, that day. We pray. Gracious God, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here for each person here, God. I pray that we are fully present, both spiritually, emotionally, mentally, God, that we are here ready to receive what it was that you would have for us. Lord, we thank you for Jesus. Amen. So before we go any further, I think we need some clarification. Some people think of these, which you've seen around, for superheroes, right? Some people think of these capes. Some people think of our model here with the Spider-Man mask. Some people think of, you know, Star Wars and Jedi's, and my daughters and I borrowed this. So, and some people think of Jedi's when they think of superheroes. You have Batman, Superman, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo. Personally, I think Indiana Jones is a superhero that doesn't get much credit. But, so what is a superhero? I decided on the direction of Mr. Michael Rosenthal to look up the dictionary definition of a superhero, and this is what it said. A fictional hero having extraordinary or superhuman powers, also an exceptionally skillful or successful person. Got a superhero. But, no, right, so that's what a superhero is. That's where we're going. But before we go there, I decided to look up how much money superhero movies make nowadays. So worldwide box office numbers for the Avengers was $1.5 billion. Worldwide box office numbers for Iron Man 3 was $1.2 billion. Spider-Man, which came out in 2001, so this has not been adjusted for inflation, but it's at $821 million worldwide. And the current hit, Wonder Woman, as of July 12th, I don't know what it is, as of July 12th, it was at $784.4 million worldwide. As a culture, we love superhero stories. We just cannot seem to get enough of these stories. I mean, look at how much money we're willing to spend. They captivate us. There's something that always keeps us coming back and wanting more. And in fact, these superhero stories, they're not just our culture. These stories, we remember from school, have been around for hundreds and thousands of years. They change shapes a little bit, but they're still basically superhero stories. So why is that? Why are we so obsessed with these stories? Why do they capture our imaginations? Why do they keep us coming back over and over and over? I'm sure a little bit of it is nostalgia, right? Some of us have read comic books when we were younger. We had lunchboxes, or backpacks, or toys. I'm pretty sure I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, and I think I had Ghostbuster stuff as well. But we keep coming back to these, and I think the reason we keep coming back to these stories is these superhero stories, they sort of reveal to us, illuminate to us our own inadequacies. They sort of show us our own ceilings that we get, the walls that we hit, where we hit our limit and we don't know what else to do. And they also tell us something about the world around us. They sort of tell us things we know this already, but they tell us that things aren't just right. That there's something a little bit off about our world. Why would we need superheroes otherwise? I mean, take a small child, for instance. A small child will want superpowers, right? They want to be Spider-Man, or they want this ability to fly, or we often ask, like at camp and other events, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? And it's always good to hear what the person says, because it says a lot about them, I think. But a small child wants these powers because they recognize within themselves that they don't have everything, that there's something there that's not there. And they also know this. They also sense that there's bad guys in the world. They sense that there's something in our world that is not right. Even a small child will sense there's good guys and there's bad guys. There's good and there's evil. There's something in the world that needs a superhero. And this is the part that we lose as we get older. Children are audacious enough and brilliant enough to think that they can actually fix what's going on in the world. And so many of us tend to forget that. See, I think these stories highlight something that we all as individuals need to recognize and know. And I think if you hear what we're going to see in Scripture, I think if you hear this, it's going to help you when you hit your own walls, when you hit your own limitations, when you hit your own, I don't know how to go any further. But I also think it's going to challenge you to do something that maybe you haven't currently been doing. So I hope you hear this. I hope you hear what David is trying to tell us. We're going to go to Psalm 34, which was the key verse of the week. We're going to go through that whole psalm there. But I need to give you some background information. It's pretty important before we go there. David, yes, it's the David you're thinking of. David and Goliath. David, the adulterer. David, the one who played music. David, that's the David we're talking about here. But David, before he was king, he helped Saul. He was one of his soldiers, basically. And he was incredibly loyal to King Saul. And he did everything right to advance Israel, to advance King Saul and what he desires. And so David should have been in favor with Saul the entire time. But you might remember the chant that you maybe heard in Sunday school a while back, where Saul got jealous because of this chant that said Saul's killed his thousands and David's killed his tens of thousands. Right? So Saul begins to get jealous of David and says, I have to do something about this. I can't let somebody under me be more popular than me. This is the problem. And so he ultimately seeks to kill David. And David then is on the run as a fugitive. David, who has everything together, is now on the run from his life. And he spends some time running, trying to hide from Saul. But what happens is people begin to notice something about David. They begin to notice when he's running that there's something different about David, that David is called to more than just being a fugitive. Isn't it interesting? A lot of times people who God has chosen are called are the last people to realize it. Everyone else around him sees it before David. And that's what's going on with David. David knows, sort of, but others see it. And so they begin to talk. And they talk about how great David is. And David, of course, because they're talking, is fearful that Saul is going to find him because everybody's talking about David again. And so what's he do? Well, what we all do, of course, he starts acting insane. Literally, he starts dancing around, singing crazy songs and drool coming down his chin in hopes that people will stop talking about him. And so that's where David is at, and that's when we have Psalm 34. That's where it comes from. Also, actually, I'll start from the beginning. So here we go. So Psalm 34, this is David writing. And remember, David's a fugitive. David is experiencing everything that we can and will experience. In fact, if you read the other Psalms, you'll see that David was fearful, he was angry, he was frustrated, he was confused, he was hurt. I mean, everything you can imagine, David experienced, and you can see in the Psalms. Psalm 34, this is the time, around the time exactly correct. Verse 1. I will praise the Lord at all times. I will constantly speak his praises. I will boast only in the Lord. Let all who are helpless take heart. Some translations say let all be afflicted hear. He's saying anybody who has reached their limitation. Anybody who their heart just doesn't work in any control. Anybody who has reached a place where they don't know that they can go any further. And they feel helpless, and they're confused, and they don't know what to do. Come, hear this. Come, let us tell of the Lord's greatness. Let us exalt his name together. I prayed to the Lord, and he answered me. He freed me from all my fears. Those who look to him for help will be radiant with joy. No shadow of shame will darken their faces. Verse 6, in my desperation I prayed. In my desperation, remember David, who was a fugitive, who was on the run for his very life. In my desperation I prayed, and the Lord listened. He saved me from all my troubles. David knows the helpless feeling. We all feel it. For the angel of the Lord is a guard, he surrounds and defends all who fear him. Verse 8. Taste and see that the Lord is good. I love that line. I wish we were putting it today. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Oh, the joys of those who take refuge in him. Fear the Lord, you his godly people. For those who fear him will have all they need. Verse 10 is probably one of my new favorite lines in the entire Bible. Psalm 34, verse 10. Even strong young lions sometimes go hungry. Even strong young lions himself at times go hungry. That's a statement we're all aware of, but nobody wants to say. We all know that, but we don't want to talk about it. You see, here's the thing. You can be the best of the best. You can be the most prepared, and something hits you, and there's nothing you can do about it. We all know this, but we don't want to say this. This line right here is the reason why we love superhero movies. Because when we're not enough, when we're the lion who's going hungry, we understand, we hope that somebody else will come along with something greater to help us out. Because we don't know what else to do. We've hit a wall, we've hit our inadequacy, we've hit the reason why we realize that ultimately ourselves cannot conquer the world. We've got to have something more and something greater. I love that line. In fact, I think that line goes opposite of everything our culture says. Because our culture says, work harder, work harder, work harder. I don't think that's what Jesus said. Our culture says that you can do anything you want, but that doesn't take into account the things that happen around you you can't control. This recognizes all of those things. And this reminds me of something Paul said in 2 Corinthians. This is Paul talking. Each time he's talking about the Lord, each time he said, my grace is all you need, my power works best in weakness. So now I, Paul, am glad to boast about my weaknesses so that the power of Christ can work through me. It is this line here, even strong young lions sometimes go hungry, that shows us the reason why we have superhero movies, the reason why we feel we need more than just us, and the reason why we need Jesus Christ in the first place. Because we ultimately cannot save our own souls. We ultimately cannot fix everything. We ultimately will face things that are beyond us. And this is where we need Jesus. It's painful, it hurts, but it's also significant and important. Because it points us to superpower that we really need. Verse 11, come, my children, and listen to me, and I will teach you to fear the Lord. Does anyone want to live a life that is long and prosperous? Then keep your tongue from speaking evil and your lips from telling lies. Verse 14, this was the verse of the week. Turn away from evil and do good. Search for peace and work to maintain it. I don't know if you recognize that line from the movie. I don't know if you recognize that those are actually words of Jesus. Jesus, in my translation, specifically said, when someone has been given much, much will be required in return. See, here's the thing. You and I, we know collectively together that we are not alone. That God is with us, God's power walks with us, that when we are stuck in worry, that God will be with us and help us so that we can walk more boldly and confidently into this world, knowing that Jesus is behind us. We've got that power, and that is such a good thing, but with much given, much is also asked. You see, we don't end with just receiving this power, which David is talking about when he was in the most need, he realized. We don't end there. Instead, we move into the lesson part, the next part, which says, do good, seek peace, and maintain it. This is a call for all of us to do good. Now, that word peace is actually shalom, which comes from the very beginning. I don't know if you remember Genesis 1 and 2, we see God created everything, and then in Genesis 3 we messed it up. Right? So basically when we messed it up in Genesis 3, that peace, that completeness, that wholeness, that shalom between God and us is broken. Between each other, Adam and Eve, is broken. Suddenly they're blaming each other. Within themselves, they're experiencing shame. There's brokenness within them. And the shalom of creation is destroyed. We have broken that in Genesis 3. And here, right in the middle of the Bible, before we go into Jesus' time, we are being called to be people to bring that peace back that we experienced in the very beginning. To end shame, to end the broken relationships. Now keep in mind, peace does not mean absence of conflict. Sometimes in order for peace to come, there must be a conflict first. Peace is wholeness and completeness. And friends, you and I are called to that very, very, very difficult task of living in that house. And in today's climate, I think you would agree that that's a very challenging task to bring peace. But that's what you and I are called to do. So what do we do with this? I think what I hope you're hearing is this, that I fully, firmly believe that you are, by definition, superheroes. That every single person here has that potential. But you've got to first recognize where the power comes from. The superpower comes from Jesus Christ. It comes from that relationship. It comes from that dynamic. It comes from the Holy Spirit in your heart, giving you wisdom and guidance and confidence that you need. That's where the power comes from. Where does the hero part come from? The hero part comes from living like Jesus Christ, putting yourself aside and sacrificing for others. It comes from seeking peace by sacrificing. It comes from bringing wholeness and completeness to every dynamic you face, both in your house, in your friendships, your relationships, your workplaces, your schools. Seeking peace in those places. See, here's the thing. You can be a superhero if you recognize where your power comes from and actually seek to be the hero of heart. So often, I myself, and I think you would agree, find myself guilty of not fulfilling that hero of heart. But that's what we together are called to do. So when you realize in life that your car is not big enough to fit the table, when you realize that you faced something you can't do alone, when you realize that you, despite all your qualifications, all your experience, don't have the words to say or know what to do, those opportunities point us to our reliance upon God who does it. They point us to our relationship with Jesus Christ. And I hope you know that, and I hope that you see that. So this week as you go, I would ask you to do this. Go home and pray, and ask God for some open eyes, for some discernment, for some wisdom. Just find one place in your sphere of influence. Find one place where peace has been broken. Where there's not wholeness, there's not completeness. Where something just isn't right. And do one thing only. Take one step to bring peace. I have found over and over and over again, if you have the courage enough to take one step, that it begins a chain reaction that is significant and meaningful. So find one place where peace is broken, and take one step to bring peace to that. And I think if you do that, you'll be on the path to becoming the superhero that we've been telling his children about all week. The superhero which God has called to. The superhero which God desires for all of us. Will you pray with me? Gracious God, so many times we run through life like we are the youngest and strongest lion, as if we don't need you in every way. But God, may you teach us to remember that we are in desperate need of you at all times. That we need the confidence and the trust that comes in our relationship with you. That we desire that whole and complete relationship with you, God. And when those moments come that our car is not big enough and we need a truck, God, may we remember and rely upon you. May we see your face there with us. May we know that we're not forgotten by you. May we know that you hold us in the palm of your hands. And God, may we take that confidence that we have and use it to give of ourselves, to sacrifice for others, to do the hard work of bringing peace and justice to this world, to bring us back to the very beginning of